Hey, what's up, Gamer fam? GamerGuy9001 here. Welcome to 60 Seconds Reatomized. So let's go ahead and get started. This is a game where you're going to have exactly 60 seconds to grab everything you need to survive a nuclear apocalypse. Alright, I gotta grab everything I'm gonna need. Honey, quickly, stop playing that stupid tuba! I can't grab anything yet. I gotta wait till the timer actually starts. Okay, now it started. Alright, let's grab the axe. Let's grab... Oh, crap, I can't grab her. You're too fat, Mary Jane. You need to lose some damn weight. Goddamn fat ass. We were trying to get you on Slim Fast, but of course you just wouldn't have it, would you? Alright, I gotta get the rest of this crap in there. Let me grab that suitcase really quickly because it's right there. Alright, where's my wife? Where is she? Oh, crap. Why does this guy move so slow? Oh, you know what? Let me grab these food cans really quickly because they're right here. Alright, I gotta... Oh, crap. I'm gonna run out of time. Oh, get the padlock. Yes. Definitely get a padlock. Safety first. Alright, got some water. Got a padlock. Alright, I need to go get my wife, like, now, or else she's gonna end up getting left behind. Oh, God, why is she so far away? Oh, my God, I don't even know where she is. Well, I guess that bitch is dying, because I don't know where she is, so... Oh, well. It was nice knowing her, I suppose. I'm gonna die, actually. I'm not even gonna make it back, am I? Crap, 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 crap. Nope, didn't make it. Shit! Well, that was a valiant first attempt. All right, well, that was a good first run. That was a good practice run. Now that I understand the basics and finer points of the, being in a hurry and grabbing everything. I couldn't find my wife for some reason. Like, I swear, she was not in any of the rooms. All right, let's try again. I wonder if you play as the wife, can she run faster? Because, like, the husband's, like, really short and stubby, so he moves really slowly. Alright, so let me scout the... Okay, so my wife's in the bedroom. Where's my family? Okay, Timmy's in the living room. And Mary Jane's, like, way over there in the bathroom. Okay, okay, so grab this gas mask. Grab this map. Grab food and water. Alright, come back for that stuff. Alright, throw all that in there. Definitely grab the gun. Definitely want a gun. Okay, now I gotta grab my family members. Alright, Timmy's in the living room. I should be able to grab the wife and Timmy at the same time. Oh my God, this chair's like right in my way. Alright, now I gotta grab Mary Jane. Why the hell is she so far away? Let me grab this water too while I'm at it. Alright, go, 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 go! Run, motherfucker, run! I ain't got time for no more of this bullshit. Do I have enough time to grab anything else? I don't know. I'm gonna risk it. Oh, crap. There's nothing in here that I want. Wait, I want to get that fire axe. If I can at least get anything, I want to get that fire axe. Crap, it's in the other room. Oh, go, 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 go. Alright, well, I didn't have time to get the axe, but at least I made it back to the bunker in time. Alright, I got some food, some water, I got my family. Hopefully we'll be good to go for at least the first couple of days. But we'll see what happens. Family Guy! Luckily, there's a Family Guy. Alright, let's see. How's everybody doing so far? Day 1. All of us made it into the shelter just a second before the blast. That was a close one. As long as we're all together, we can make it work down here. We remember hearing canned soup is healthy for you. We can't remember bringing those supplies down to the shelter, but we're not complaining. We probably should have stocked it better anyway. Alright, so I got +1 med kit. We don't have that much food. No one's complaining yet, but even canned soup might become an extravagant dish quite soon. There's just barely enough water for everyone. We still have to ration it strictly. Yeah, I did not get much food and water. Alright, so we can go, you know, people can survive at least a couple days without food and water. So let's just try to, you know, make it last as long as possible. It's only day 1. What we would give to be able to enjoy the sunshine again. We can't say there's a lot of light underground. We don't expect it to get any brighter down here. Well, not with that attitude. Alright, day 2. Alright, how's everybody doing so far? We can take care of ourselves. There's nothing going on with Ted, nothing new anyway. Mary Jane isn't worried, or at least she's not saying so out loud. Dolores is quite calm given the situation. Timmy is on his best behavior. How long will it last? Okay, I guess I'll at least give everybody water, just so that everybody's staying hydrated. The contamination of our town is still strong. Scavenging in these conditions could result in radiation sickness. Ted is happy to risk his life in the waste. Dolores confident she will survive. Mary Jane is more than ready to go out and scavenge. Timmy can do it. Timmy can go to the wasteland. Should we start preparing our next expedition for tomorrow? Yes. Do I have to select who goes? No. Okay, but, well, we'll figure that out tomorrow, I guess. What in the hell are those sounds? Are they coming from the goddamn walls? They are driving us crazy. Is something crawling in the air vents? Relax. Take a deep breath. We should probably calm down before we start tearing them down. Maybe try something relaxing for a bit. Shit, I didn't bring any kind of entertainment. I didn't have time. Is that a Geiger counter? Alright, so let's see what's going on now. Day 3. Boredom can really get to you in the shelter. It can lead you to dark places. Trust us. There isn't much going on with Ted. No trouble, nothing new. Mary Jane seems fine today. Hopefully it will stay that way. Dolores is fine and well, as much as anyone can be fine and well in this tiny shelter. Timmy is on his best behavior. How long will it last? Alright, so I guess I should feed everybody, because it's been like 2 or 3 days since anybody's been fed. Alright, so let's have Ted... what to take outside? I can't take anything? Shit. Alright, well I guess we'll have Ted go out and scavenge. Alright, day 4. Shit, I should have had it. Was there a way to make him take the gas mask and the gun? Because that would have been useful. Ted left for the surface. We hope he'll be back soon. Mary Jane is feeling safe. Who wouldn't in this coffin-sized shelter? Everything seems okay with Dolores. Timmy might not look at, but he's a strong young boy. He's doing just fine. Time to ration supplies. I think we're good for today anyway. As we were considering alternatives to the canned soup diet, a sudden knock at the door broke our line of thought. It turned out we were visited by a band of survivors who were in pretty bad shape. All they wanted was to get something to drink, a bite to eat, or at least clean bandages and medicine to attend to their wounded. Hell no. Fuck those motherfuckers. I don't know those people. I don't owe them nothing. I don't care if we went to the same church or not. Prepper. Survive 5 days in your fallout shelter. Nice, nice. Alright, let's see. What's going on today? Day 5. We could tell our guests were not thrilled with our refusal. Their tired eyes alone were enough to understand how much they needed those supplies. They did not beg, but simply turned around and left in an unknown direction. Maybe they will have more luck elsewhere. Maybe. Mary Jane is very thirsty and has to drink something. Dolores has to drink something. We can't leave Timmy without water for too long. Okay, so I gotta ration some water today, because otherwise they're gonna dehydrate. Alright, so Mary Jane has been dropping hints that it's a special day for her today. We had to think about it hard, and after eliminating your average festivities, the anniversary of that great barbecue we had 3 years ago, and International Popcorn Day, we realized she was talking about her birthday. That means we need to get her a gift. Do we, though? I guess I'll give her a first aid kit. Day 6. Ugh, everybody's starting to look a little bedraggled now. Let's see, we figured a toothbrush is something a girl trapped in a bunker needs, desperately. Mary Jane's ecstatic reaction has proven us right. Next year, she's getting toothpaste. Mary Jane is no longer thirsty. Okay, basically nobody's thirsty anymore. Alright, I should probably give them some food just to keep their strength up. Ted's been gone for like, what, 2 days? We could have sworn that huge puddle of water wasn't there earlier, and there goes another one. Oh, damn it, we're getting flooded. Let's grab some of our supplies before they start floating. Alright, so grab the map, because that's pretty much the only thing I have. I didn't get a radio either. I should have gotten a radio. Alright, so, how's everybody doing so far? Day 7. Before any of the streams start squirting from the walls could hit our map, we tore it down. It was the only thing to not get wet during our little flood. After the water level had dropped, we started cleaning up. We might not finish before the next apocalypse hits. There isn't anything new bothering Mary Jane. Dolores is fine and well, as much as anyone can be in this tiny shelter. Timmy is on his best behavior. Okay, cool. Let's see. I just gave them food and water, so I think they should be all right for a day at least. Okay, let's see. This is terrible. We can't sleep. We've been having problems with sleeping ever since we got down here, but now it's worse than ever. If we don't deal with this problem, we won't be able to cope with any other challenges that await us outside these thin shelter doors. All right, so let's go ahead and use the med kit then. Try to keep my people healthy and sane as much as possible. Day 8. All thumbs. What does that mean? Break or use something in your fallout shelter. Oh, okay, cool. I just like to know what I got, how I get the trophies. Oh, crap. Let's see. Our first aid kit was well stocked with a variety of medical supplies, including a pack of sleeping pills. We never thought we would use them, but in these conditions, it's the right thing to do. Also, it was a nice change from our usual diet of tomato soup. We're all rested now and can enjoy our time in the shelter. Or can we? Alright, so I lost my med kit. We should get Mary Jane something to drink. Dolores has to drink. We can't leave Timmy without water. Alright, so I gotta give him water again. Alright, let's give him some water. Jesus, dude, Ted's been gone for, like, a long time. I'm starting to think he ain't coming back. It's been a while. We don't know much about what's happening on the surface. If only we had a chance to tune into some emergency radio broadcasts and learn a thing or two. Well, I only had a minute, okay? Get off my freaking back. Let's see you do better next time, jackass. They say ignorance is bliss. Another day without any clue what's going on might not necessarily kill us. Then they're no longer thirsty. Oh, Jesus. Alright, I guess I better give them all food. Let's see. Mutated rodents are attacking our supplies. We're not sure if they're rats, feral bunnies, or just mutated hamsters. All of these options are pretty grim. We could use some spare ammunition or something else to get rid of every one of these pests. Alright, let's use the rifle. Shoot them all up. Alright, so you got 60 seconds to grab whatever's in your house before a nuclear bomb hits. What's the first thing you're grabbing? Oh, bro, why is my gun destroyed? What the hell? Alright, let's see. Day 10. Our cans are saved. Too bad for the hairy mutant. Guess we're still top of the food chain. Good for us. Damn, our gun blew up when we tried to shoot the thing. -1 gun. Mary Jane didn't cause any trouble today, and no trouble dared to cross her path. Today was relatively calm for Dolores. Timmy seems okay, as much as he can be in our current situation. Alright, let's see. I think I can go another day without giving them food or water. I think they'll be alright. Let's see, a few more hours of coughing and we'll get used to it. Our ventilation fans have halted and no fresh air seems to be circulating through the shelter. We have to fix it before we suffocate like rats trapped in a professional and very cruel rat catcher. Oh, crap. Well, that sucks. I have, like, nothing to fix this problem. That's wonderful. Well, let's hope that they don't asphyxiate to death, because that would be a really, really crappy... Oh, thank God Ted is back. I was really starting to think he was not coming back. Alright, so it looks like he brought back some water. It looks like he brought a Boy Scout manual. Not all strangers are out to hurt you, with a little bit of trust from blah, blah, blah. Okay, whatever. Oh, he also brought another gun back, or looks like he was able to fix it. So that's good. These are all good things. We decided to ignore any problems with the vents and focus on other problems. As predicted, all of us developed a nasty cough and had trouble breathing, but it got better next morning. We don't know what the issue was, but the important thing is it's gone now. Ted has safely returned from his voyage to the surface. The old library in the center of our town was reduced to a pile of rubble. The only things distinguishable in the ruins were a few half-burnt bookshelves and the remains of the librarian's desk. The head librarian was a shy and quiet local girl with a weird passion for firearms. Finding a loaded rifle attached to her table wasn't a big surprise to us. Hell yes. Under the debris, we found some water bottles. They're a bit dusty, but the liquid inside looks clean enough. So 2 extra water bottles, that's good. The sturdy bookshelf protected some of the books from incineration. We ditched the great American novels and other classics and went straight for the Scout Handbook. This last expedition got us thinking. Maybe we could just drive away from this nightmare somehow? Of course, most of the automobiles available are completely burnt out, but if we find a solid base and scavenge enough parts, perhaps we could build a vehicle of our own. We better keep an eye out for those on future expeditions. Ted is hungry and tired. Can we spare some water? Mary Jane's been asking about it. Water's okay, so they're all thirsty. Yeah, so they're all thirsty. Ted is hungry, so let's go ahead and feed. I gotta feed Ted because otherwise he's gonna die. And give everybody some water. Actually, do I give Ted water? I mean, he said he's tired and hungry. It didn't say he was dehydrated, so I'll just give him food for now, and hopefully he'll recover. The state of the wasteland remains unknown to us. Maybe we should risk it and go out. After all, we only live once. Yes. So this time I will send Dolores out, since Ted is kind of fucked up. We were about to go to sleep when we heard scratching coming from the door. At first, it sounded like an angry rat trying to eat the damn thing. We soon discovered it was something much worse. Someone is on the other side of the door trying to pry it open. We need to act. I guess shoot them? I mean, it didn't necessarily say if they were hostile or not, but I guess it's better to just shoot them instead of taking that chance. Oh, great. My gun's destroyed again. Wonderful. That's fantastic. It's not surprising that a few shots were enough to send those cowards running. The question is, what happens if the rifle malfunctions or we use all of our ammo? We do hope it won't come to that, otherwise we might need to defend ourselves using knives and forks. Oh, damn it. We spoke too soon. We think the gun is broken. What do we do now? Ted is hungry. Ted is still mighty tired and needs more time to recover his strength. All Ted wishes for are a few drops of water. Mary Jane is no longer thirsty. Dolores is no longer thirsty. Timmy's no longer thirsty. All right, I guess I should have given Ted some water in that last thing there. Let's see. It says he's still very hungry and thirsty, so I guess we'll give him what he needs. All right, so Dolores is gonna go outside. I think I'm going to send Dolores and Tim. No, okay. I'm going to send... Well, no, because you know what? It says I have to have one adult alive. So you know what? I'm going to send Timmy. Timmy can do it. He'll be fine. Just because Ted is tired and not in great shape, so I think it'd be better to just send Timmy out for now. So I at least have my two adults here in the base. Alright, anyway. Timmy went out to the wasteland. We don't know what we'll do if he doesn't come back. There isn't enough food to go around. Even Ted has nothing to eat. Ted is still mighty tired, needs more time to recover his strength. Mary Jane says she's fine, doesn't need anything. Dolores is doing quite well, or she just can't find anything to complain about today. Alright, so Ted is still hungry, but I can't really do much for him, because, I mean, at the very least, I can give them all water. Alright, let's see. If there's anyone who can rescue us from this hellish situation, it's our government. You can badmouth them all you want, but that probably means you're either a naysayer or a commie. We're good citizens, we've been paying our taxes regularly, so we're sure Uncle Sam's coming to get us. Well, except that one time when we... Nah, never mind, it's not important, don't worry about it. Stop asking questions. The government people are coming, and we should keep our ears and eyes open for any sign from them. Day 14. Hey, I made it 2 weeks. That's pretty good. Alright, let's see. What's everyone up to today? If there's one thing we need to do, it's to use the radio on a regular basis to catch any emergency broadcasts that might be transmitted in our area. It's either that, or it's strolling around outside waiting to get picked up. The first option sounds a bit more sane. There isn't enough food to go around. Even Ted has nothing to eat. Ted is still tired. A few days of rest is what he needs. Mary Jane seems fine today. Hopefully it will stay that way. If there was anything to report about Dolores, this is where it would have been written. Alright, so everybody's fine except for Ted. He's still pretty tired. It didn't say he was thirsty, so I'm not gonna use any water today. We had thought phone calls were a thing of the past after the atomic bomb obliterated everything in our little town. However, a phone booth on our street survived the bombing somehow. It seems like it's ringing right now. We should send someone to answer it. Okay, let's send Mary Jane. Because I didn't get the radio, it might seem like it might be a good idea to at least get some kind of outside communication. So let's have Mary Jane go answer the phone. Day 15. Alright, so what happened with the phone? I'm curious. When we answered the phone, we could clearly hear a gasp of relief from the caller. They introduced themselves as survivors from a nearby town of Hill Valley. We had started exchanging information when the call was cut short. Something must have gone wrong on their side. We hope they will get back to us. There isn't enough food to go around. Ted has nothing to eat. Ted is still recovering. Dolores has been putting on a brave face because she must be starving. Mary Jane is worried, at least she's not saying so out loud. I have no food. I can at least give them some water. Alright, let's see. Life in the shelter can really put a strain on personal relationships. Privacy is a forgotten, impossible concept now, so even if you wanted to clear the air, Well, even the most private conservative conversations are guaranteed an unwanted audience. Dolores and Ted could really use a quiet moment to talk in peace. How about a picnic in a nearby park? Ugh. That doesn't sound like a great. You know what? Fuck it. Why not? At least give them a little time to have the maritals. Let's see. Nothing like a romantic outing to a ruined post-apocalyptic park, complete with giggling and whispering sweet nothings over a shared can of tomato soup. At least that's how Ted remembers it. Dolores is unwilling to comment, but they both feel better today, so clearly whatever happened has lifted their spirits. Alright, so there's not enough food to go around. Dolores has been putting up, she must be starving. Mary Jane isn't looking very good. She hasn't eaten in a while. Yeah, I get it. I have no food, so things are starting to take a dark turn. Let's see. Yesterday during charades, we learned that Mary Jane doesn't know how to spell anti-disestablishmentarianism. Is that even a real word? And it has left Dolores sorely disappointed. She insists on home, or rather shelters schooling Mary Jane a little. Okay, sure. I mean, at least that gives them both something to do, right? Day 17. I wonder if I can make it a whole month before these guys end up dying. Ugh, Mary Jane doesn't look so great. Alright, let's see. Dolores does not mess around. What started out as a spelling exercise quickly found its way to a math revision, followed by a short physics course and ending on tinkering with random objects in the shelter. Mary Jane looks exhausted, but we can't deny the state of our shelter has improved today. Plus one gun. There isn't enough food to go around. Mary Jane is looking very good. She hasn't eaten in a while. Mary Jane is really tired. Dolores is barely if she doesn't eat tonight, she'll not last till morning. Ah, shit. Well, I hope Timmy's coming back soon, then. Because I got nothing. Let's see. What's that sound? A galloping horse? We rushed to the door and were greeted by two men dressed like they'd come from a medieval fair. We identified the source of the sound. One of them was holding two rocks and hitting them against each other constantly, while the other was skipping and pretending to be a rider. Is that a Monty Python reference? They said they're looking for some antique cup. Yes, it definitely is. Oh my god, it's a Monty Python, the Holy Grail reference. But they'd got lost and they would be most grateful if we would let them check our map, provided we have one. Sure, why not? We'll help the poor knights out on their quest for the Holy Grail. I don't see how anything bad could come of that. Day 18. Oh boy, well Timmy finally came back. Oh good, he brought some water with him, that's good. And he looks like he found some cards and some checkerboard. Alright, so let's see. They seemed friendly enough, so we let them have a look at our map. They thanked us and offered us some supplies in exchange. We graciously accepted and wished them luck on their quest. Plus one poison. We were so afraid for Timmy, but he came back from the wasteland and is safe with us now. We tried our luck at a nearby bar, fittingly called the World's End. Usually such a respectable family like our own would never go there, but this time we gave it a shot hoping to find some unclaimed goods. Who would have known that tomato soup used to be such a popular snack in a bar? We found a few cans of it and took them with us. Plus one soup. We didn't expect to find any clean water in the bar, and we weren't wrong. Whatever we found wasn't pure, and it wasn't water, but hey, if it quenches thirst, it counts. Plus two, water. From what we could tell, the atomic blast interrupted a poker game. Those poor bastards are not likely to be finishing that game anytime soon, but we can still use their cards to entertain ourselves. So, plus cards. We found a set of checkers on one of the tables. What crazy people play checkers while drinking beer? Plus checkerboard. We window shopped nearby parking lots for a vehicle that wasn't completely burnt out. Unfortunately, we found nothing of value. Maybe future expeditions will be more lucky. Ted's stomach is rumbling. Ted's mighty tired. Where's water when Ted needs it? Mary Jane is still tired. Mary Jane is very thirsty. Mary Jane is starving. Oh my god. Yeah, blah, blah, blah. Oh, Jesus. They're pretty much all on the verge of death at this point. Alright, so let's get them all some food and water. Hopefully that will at least keep them going until for a little while longer. Alright, so it seems awfully quiet outside. Maybe it's safe, maybe it's not. We don't know until we go out. Alright, so yeah, I'm going to send them out on another expedition, and this time I'm going to have Dolores go. Enough of this plain, tasteless water. Dolores is really craving a cup of coffee. Real, true blue American coffee. The kind that you can drink 5 cups and still feel sleepy. But where are we going to find that in this wasteland? Well, Dolores' favorite diner used to be a few blocks away. Maybe someone should go out on a coffee run. But who? Well, if Dolores wants coffee so fucking badly, that lazy bitch can go out and get it herself. Alright, let's hope that they're at least feeling a little bit better since they had some food and water. Our volunteer came back empty-handed. Shit. Apparently, the diner is now just a sad hole in the ground with some seats lying around. What a letdown. There isn't enough food to go around. Ted, blah, blah, blah. Ted is rested. He's no longer thirsty. When Mary Jane is tired, she becomes cranky. She should be better in a few days. Mary Jane is no longer thirsty. Mary Jane is looking very good. She hasn't eaten in a while. Bitch, I just gave you some freaking tomato soup. You shouldn't even be that hungry still. Come on. Dolores is barely any strength left. She doesn't eat tonight. She'll not last till morning. Dolores, no, Timmy was never a fan of soup, but soup is all he talks about now. He must be hungry. Timmy needs an extra blanket. He's shivering all the time. Timmy keeps falling asleep in his chair. He needs a few days to rest. Yeah, well, Lottie freaking da, don't we all? All right, let's just give them all some water just to at least help keep them going. All right, we're feeling pretty optimistic about today's expedition. The only thing left to do is choose the right person to go outside. Let's have Dolores. She's the only one who hasn't gone out yet. Well, okay, I guess technically she and Ted both went out together on their little picnic, but that's semantics. Hey, I made it 20 days. Stay in your fallout shelter for 20 days. Hell yeah. Let's see, day 20. Dolores is on her way to the surface. Let's hope she'll make it back safe and sound. There isn't enough food to go around. Even Ted has nothing to eat. Mary Jane is looking very good. Blah, blah, blah. Timmy was never a fan of soup. Blah, blah, blah. He needs a blanket. Blah, blah, blah. Let's see. I have no food or water, and I have no med kit, so that's not really great either. Let's see. We can keep sitting on our backsides here in this tiny little bunker, or we can start thinking about getting away as far as possible from this radioactive wasteland. Who would have thought the Reds would ruin such a lovely neighborhood? We could do it on our own, the escaping part, not the running part, of course. However, there might be someone out there who can help us. Let's keep our eyes and ears open. I don't have a radio, so I guess that's wishful thinking for now. Day 21. 21 days! Woo! Oh, God, Timmy does not look great at the moment. He looks rather sickly. I probably shouldn't have given Mary Jane that med kit for her birthday. She probably should have just told her to, like, suck it up and deal with it. Let's see. If there is one thing we need to do, it's to use the radio on a regular basis to catch any emergency broadcasts that might be transmitted in our area. See if that or strolling around waiting to get picked up. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, pretty much the same thing. I have no food still, so hopefully they don't starve to death. Let's see, our situation is getting worse every day. We can see the hunger and desperation in each other's eyes. We know a teacher from a local school rescued a bunch of kids when the bomb fell. We also know what kind of supplies are in the school shelter. As part of the community, we help stock it for an emergency. So technically, they're ours, right? Should we reclaim them in our hour of need? Hell yes! Bro, fuck it. Fuck them kids. Survival of the fittest, y'all. So we may have to kill a few kids. Hey, whatever. Who hasn't? The dark side. Show your evil self. Well, you know, it is the apocalypse after all. We are now richer in some supplies, but for some reason we don't feel very good about it. Let's just never mention this whole thing again. Ooh, +4 soup. Hell yes. There we go. All right, so they're all basically tired. And they're all tired, and Timmy is sick. Yeah, whatever. Fuck you, Timmy. Alright, so give them all some food. Alright, let's see. Hear that? It sounds like a herd of animals are stampeding just above our heads across what used to be our beautiful lawn. They are not getting away with that. It must be a perfect opportunity to get some fresh food. Who should go hunting? Let's send Ted. Yeah, I guess so. Might as well. Day 23. I just might be able to make it to a month. I want to at least try to make a month. Jesus, Timmy needs a haircut. Holy shit. Kid can't even see anymore. Alright, so anyway. Ooh, nice. We got more soup. We found the herd and were able to bring down something that looked like a two-headed donkey that was carrying a package of sorts. Before we could get to it, a giant bird of prey swooped down, grabbed the carcass, and flew away. All that remained were a few cans of soup that fell out of the donkey's pack, +3 soup. Alright, so Ted is hungry. He needs water. Mary Jane's tired. Yeah, whatever. She needs water. Timmy's hungry. Yeah, they both need water. Unfortunately, all I have for them is soup. You would think that soup would also hydrate them, since soup is technically a liquid. I mean, it's not technically, it is a liquid. A knock on the door is not something we take lightly these days, so when a man came to our doorstep today offering us a highly profitable game of cards, we weren't convinced. Is a bet of 2 soup cans in a card game a reasonable choice in our situation? Well, you know, I got plenty of soup now, so I guess I'll take the gamble. Why not? Maybe I'll get lucky and I'll gain something from this. Oh my god, what the hell happened to Dolores? She looks like a freaking ghoul from Fallout. Shit. I guess I shouldn't have done that. Damn it, that man must have cheated. We lost, and before we could argue about it, the man left with our supplies. -2 soup. We were glad to see Dolores come back safely from the wasteland. Safely? She looks like she's about to keel over any minute. On the edge of town, there used to be a big parking lot. Now it looks more like a junkyard. Most vehicles are completely wrecked or burned down. We figured it was still worth checking out. Under the burnt remains of a picnic table, we found some bottled water. These bottles were not in the best state, but their contents look pretty drinkable. Oh, yes, hell yes. They definitely gave them some water, because they definitely need water. In one of the trunks, we found a leather... That vehicle must belong to a lumberjack, or a serial killer. Or both, perhaps? A serial killer lumberjack? Is there really been such a thing? Okay, yep, yeah. He needs water and food. Yep, they're pretty much all screwed at this point without food and water. Alright, so let's go ahead and give him food and water. Timmy and Dolores are both sick, but there's nothing I can do about that. Alright, so we're not certain about the situation on the surface. A trip could be risky, but we could really use the supplies. Ted is vigorous enough to withstand the hazards of the wasteland. Alright, so yeah, we're going to send him out on another expedition. I guess we'll send Ted out. We played a game of list the things you hate the most, and our neighbor's name kept coming up for some reason. That reminded us that the little weasel had a safe in his living room. We always wondered what's inside. Maybe now's the time to finally find out. But who will do the honors of stealing the possessions of our arch nemesis? Well, I suppose Ted should do it, since he is the patriarch of the family. Day 25. 5 more days, or technically 6, depending on how you look at it, and I'll have made it a whole month. Alright, let's see. We marched to Ned's house and found the safe cracked open by the blast. Most of its contents were destroyed, but we still salvaged something out of it. Ned was nowhere to be found. He likely perished in radioactive agony. All told, it was a good day. +1 flashlight. Dolores is not eaten for a while. Dolores' health's not improved. Dolores is still tired. Dolores is pretty fatigued. Timmy needs an extra blanket. He's shivering all the time. Timmy is no longer thirsty. Ted isn't thirsty anymore. Major Jane is no longer thirsty. No longer hungry, but she's pretty fatigued. Alright, Oof. I'll at least give them soup, but I'm gonna hold off on the water. Enough sitting around. It's time to visit the surface and look for some additional supplies. Maybe something survived the blast. Maybe someone is still alive. Let's find out. I guess let's send Mary Jane, because both Dolores and Timmy are both sick, so I don't want them to get worse. Day 26. Alright, how's everybody doing so far? Let's see. Mary Jane went outside. Let's hope she hurries back soon. We can't just sit around while Dolores is so sick. Dolores is no longer hungry. Dolores is rested. Timmy needs an extra blanket. He's shivering. Ted is fine. Alright, so... Okay. So nobody's saying there... Wait, let me go back real quick. Let's see. Dolores is no longer hungry. She's rested. Timmy needs an extra blanket. Ted is fine. Alright, so they're not starving, they're not thirsty, so I'm going to spare what rations I have for today. Our last expedition brought news of a vehicle parked just down the street. It sure looked unique, but we never got close enough to get a good look. We're almost certain it's not a bandit trap. Perhaps we should send someone over to check it out. Well, I guess since Dolores is sick and there's a good chance she might die, she might die of sickness anyway, so if it is a trap, I'll send Dolores out to go. Okay, she's still here, so I'm guessing she didn't die. A shocking discovery. It was a rusty tank. It was a little crispy around the edges, and it was also missing wheels and some other crucial parts, but the seats were fairly comfortable. Wouldn't it be amazing to just drive around and leave this radioactive hell behind us? We can't just sit around while Dolores is so sick. If there's one thing we need, it's water for Dolores. Timmy is still quite sickly. Timmy's been talking about nothing on the water. If Ted doesn't drink, he won't last long. Okay, so they need water. So I'll give them some water. Didn't say they were hungry, so I'll skip the food for today. After Dolores returned from that last expedition, she was complaining of a minor foot injury. It might have been her right foot, or maybe her left foot. One of them, anyway. It seemed irrelevant at the time, but now both of her feet are swollen. We need to do... Oh, Fuck. Oh my god. So basically, I either cut off her feet or just let her die. Oh god. Let's, I guess we're about to Annie Wilkes this bitch for anyone who's ever read Misery by Stephen King. Day 28. Well, she's still got... Oh, you know what? Looks like Dolores is... she's a little better now. Okay, so let's see. If there was one thing we could never consider, it would be cutting off any part of Dolores with an axe. Not only would she object to this, she would probably take matters, and the axe, into her own hands. It was in our best interest to avoid such a situation. We did use the heated axe blade to clean her wounds, and the infection seems to be fading away. The operation wasn't pretty, though, and we damaged our axe, minus an axe. Timmy needs an extra blanket, he's shivering, Timmy's no longer thirsty. Oh, okay, so I guess that was, you know, the axing was probably the best possible thing I could have done in that situation. Dolores was cured from her illness. Dolores could really love to eat something. Okay. So I guess I'll give Dolores food. It's saying Timmy is, you know, cold and shivering, but it's not really saying that he's hungry. So I guess I'll only give Dolores. Wait a minute. Let me go back. Who's thirsty? Who's hungry? All right. So Dolores wants food. 10 is no longer thirsty, but he's fatigued. And Timmy needs an extra blanket. Timmy's no... Okay, so they're you know what? I think other than Dolores being hungry, I think they'll be fine. All right, so let's see. Let's see. We can keep sitting on our backsides, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. I already read that, so let's just skip that. Day 29. I'm almost to a month. If I can just keep them alive just a little bit longer. If there's any one thing we need to do, it's the radio on a regular basis. All right, blah, 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 that's funny. Yeah, whatever. I've already read that a bunch of times. Timmy is looking very pale. It's not good. Dolores is no longer hungry. This morning has been calm enough for Ted, and he's doing well. Okay, so pretty much everyone's okay at the moment. I mean, yeah, Timmy is sick, but whatever. He's not going to die, I don't think. A sleazy-looking trader carrying an equally scruffy bag on his shoulder paid us a visit. He offered us a simple one-time deal. For just one can of soup, we get the bag and all of its contents. We can't see what's inside, and the trader gives us angry glances every time we take a step towards a mysterious bag. Should we make a deal? That sounds really shady. Like, I feel like the guy's probably definitely conning. No, I'm not gonna do it because I guarantee he's some con man who's trying to just get food out of us. All right, so let's see. How did that situation resolve itself? Our grandparents always told us to never buy anything sight unseen, and we're not about to start now. Gone are the times of yard sales. We can manage without whatever junk is in that mysterious bag. Timmy is looking pale. It's not good. He doesn't need much, but he should drink. Ted is thirsty. Dolores can't remember. Okay, so they need water. I don't know if I have enough to go around. Oh, God, I don't. Fuck. All right, who needs water most of all? Timmy's looking pale. Timmy doesn't need much, but Timmy's really thirsty. Dolores can't remain this thirsty for long. All right, so I guess I'll give Dolores the water then. I should probably feed them all just to keep them healthy at least. All right, if there is one person we truly miss, it's our great Uncle Terry. He used to tell brilliant stories about turtles, elephants, and wizards. It would be so reassuring to hear one of those stories again, and yet we don't even have a photo of him, just memories. All right, so I guess let's use the Boy Scout manual. Day 31! Yeah, baby! I made it a whole month! Alright, let's see. Bingo! Our Scout Handbook holds more than a ton of knowledge useful in times of apocalypse. There are some photos stuck in between its pages, along with some crosswords. We are saved! Only a few of them are solved. Timmy is very pale. It's not good. Timmy's in terrible shape. You need to give him water now. Ted looks like he's got 1 foot in the grave. He needs a drink. Dolores is no longer thirsty. Ah, shit. I have nothing for Ted or Timmy. So I guess they're just gonna have to suck it up and stop being a little bitch about it. Someone paid us a visit today. It was an overly cheerful, red-haired woman accompanied by a grumpy-looking mercenary type who was probably her guard. She told us she was a trader and eagerly showed us the items she'd brought along. They offer something for a gun, and they offer bullets for an axe. What is this? I can't tell what that is. Okay, so the bullets would be pointless without the gun, and I can trade the gun for something. I'm just not sure what exactly it is. I don't know if that's something that would be useful or not. Uh, what is that? Like a can of sardines or something? Yeah, you know what? I'll just give up the gun because I don't know. Whatever. I haven't needed it, so day 32. All right, so we managed to work out a deal. The woman also gave us some tips about surviving in the wasteland, but her advice seems pretty useless. We already know that radiation is dangerous and that hitting a rat with a stick will eventually kill it. We thanked her and said our goodbyes. Ted looks like he's got a foot in the grave. He really needs a drink. Timmy's in terrible shape. Timmy's quite sickly. Dolores is fine and well, as much as anyone can be. All right, so they're not hungry. They're just thirsty, so I guess we'll skip that for now. After all the days we spent down here, we're not exactly clean. We smell bad, real bad. It doesn't bother us until we notice it. Now we're about to get sick, so why not take a shower? We don't have soap, but there are other alternatives to consider. Bug spray. I don't understand how bug spray is going to help in that situation, so let's go with the gas mask. Day 33. I'm doing... Oh, man, dude. Oh, fuck. Ted is dead. And Timmy is missing. I don't even know where he is now. Alright, so, okay, well, we've got our first official death. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. If we can survive just a little bit longer, dirty ears shouldn't be much of a problem. Just to be sure, dibs on the gas mask. Nothing made us happier than the sight of Mary Jane returning to the shelter from the surface. Half of our local city hall has been completely obliterated. The other half, however, looked promising. So we went in to investigate the ruins. One of the surviving rooms was a small maintenance closet. The only thing inside was a bucket full of water with a mop standing in it. We managed to fill some bottles with the contents of that bucket. It does look a bit funny. We just hope it doesn't taste of soap or something worse. +2 water. The mayor's secretary was a sweet old lady who loved music. The mayor let her keep a radio so she could listen to it while she worked. It's still here and undamaged, plus radio. We found the mayor sitting in his office on the top floor. He had a fully stocked first aid kit on his desk. Apparently he was a bit of a health freak. All his medications seem to have done nothing for him, though. Now he looks rather burnt with a hint of crispy and skeletal, plus medkit. Too many days without water took their toll. Ted died of dehydration. Scratch out Ted. Mary Jane's diet could use a little food. Mary Jane's really tired. If there's one thing, it's water for Dolores. Lack of water drove Timmy insane. Oh, fuck. So I lost Ted and Timmy in the same day. He opened the shelter door and ran away without looking back. He's not likely to return. Oh, fuck. Well, that kind of sucks. Well, it was nice knowing you, Timmy. I guess I'll feed and water my 2 remaining survivors. The state of the wasteland remains unknown to us. Maybe we should risk it and go out. After all, you only live once. Hashtag YOLO! Alright, so let's see what's going on now. We had a chance to meet the strangest person today. He looked just like a human, except with triple the amount of hands necessary. We listened to his story about a group of folks just like him who are having a hard time scavenging supplies because of their appearance. People shoot first and ask questions later. He offered us a deal. If we share some of our supplies with them, they will help us on our next expedition and make sure we're safe. Alright, that sounds like a pretty good deal, so I guess I'll spare them some water. Especially since I'm down 2 survivors and we could honestly really use the help. So we'll see how that pans out for us. Hopefully it will go good and they won't try to trick or deceive us or whatever. Alright, so let's see. I love how they're just going to leave Ted's skeleton just sitting there. Alright, anyway. We were relieved when the man assured us that his condition is not contagious. We gladly took his offer and we're actually looking forward to our next expedition, minus water. Mary Jane isn't looking good. She hasn't eaten in a while. Mary Jane seems sleepy all the time. She has no energy for anything. Dolores is no longer thirsty. Okay. Is Mary Jane thirsty or... No, she's just hungry and sleepy. Alright, so I guess we'll save what little water I have left. Alright, let's see. Some of us are keener to go outside than others. Either way, it's time to choose the most able and responsible person for the quest to gather more supplies. So let's go with Dolores. Oh, can I actually... Oh, and I can equip them with... Okay, so I was gonna say, I thought... What the hell is... It's a harmonica? Are you serious? Did I freaking trade a gun for a harmonica? That is the that was dumb on my part. If I had known what it was, I would not have traded my gun for a freaking harmonica. All right, I'll give her the gas mask so she doesn't get sick when she goes out. I would have given her the suitcase so she could bring back more supplies, but the mutants said that they would help us bring more stuff back. So Dolores is on her way to the surface, let's hope she makes it back safe and sound. She has a gas mask. She isn't looking good. She hasn't eaten in a while. She's tired. Let's give her some time to recover. Okay. It didn't say she was hungry, so I'll skip the water. We can keep sitting on our backsides here in this tiny little bunker. We started thinking, okay, let's use the radio just to see, get an update on what's going on. Day 36. I'm surprised I've managed to last this long, honestly. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, yeah, I lost 2 people, but I'm still going. We made contact. The military is out there and they're coming for us. All we need to do now is wait patiently. The soldier with the boring voice was very specific about this. Help is on the way. We just need to wait for further instructions and keep our radio in working order. She's not looking good. She hasn't eaten. She's tired. She's thirsty. Okay, so I'll at least give her some water. I don't have any food, so she's just going to have to tough it out. Alright, today we met a bunch of people dressed in what looked like a Halloween doctor's outfits. They claimed to be a field hospital, moving from place to place and attempting to help those hurt by the hazards of the wasteland. Their problem is, some of their supplies got eaten by something that looks like a Sasquatch. They're asking us if we have any spare hydrogen peroxide. I do not. Sorry, buddy. I got bug spray, but I don't think that's going to be very helpful for you. No, the radio's beeping. I don't know if that means anything or not. We don't think they were real doctors, but just in case they were, we got rid of them quickly before they could start charging us for a home visit. Mary Jane isn't looking good. She hasn't eaten. She's sleepy. She has no energy. All right, she's not thirsty, so I'll save my last little bit of water. Time to listen to some radio chatter. Maybe we'll pick up some useful shred of information on how to get out of this mess. All right, so let's go ahead and listen to the radio. Day 38. Oh, damn it. Something blew up inside the radio and the wretched thing caught fire. We were able to put it out, but it doesn't work anymore. Minus radio. When Mary Jane is tired, she becomes cranky. She should be better in a few days. Mary Jane is starving. We better give her some food today or else. Well, then I guess Mary Jane isn't going to last much longer, is she? If Mary Jane dies before Dolores comes back, do I fail? I guess I'll give her the last of the waters to help her keep going for now anyway. When we opened the bunker door this morning to let in some fresh radioactive air, we discovered a small suitcase on our doorstep. There was no note on it, and the neighborhood seemed empty. Should we take a look inside? Sure, why not? I doubt it's a trap. At least I hope it's not a trap. Day 39. A gift. Receive a gift. Nice. Well, I hope that because I helped somebody out, they decided to help me out. We were hoping it would be a bouquet of beautiful flowers, or maybe a box of fine Belgian chocolates, but apparently you can't have it all. We will put these items to good use anyway, plus gun. Mary Jane is starving. She seems sleepy. Alright, she's hungry and sleepy, and I have no food, so... On our way back from the last expedition, we noticed some drawings on a half-ruined wall nearby. It was a very crude map of our town, and one place was marked with an X. Maybe it's some secret stash of soup. Shall we go and check? I mean, I guess I might as well, because Mary Jane's starving to death, so if I don't get her some food soon, she's going to be donezo. Okay, Dolores came back. Oh, good. She found food and water. That's good to know. Give and get back. Cool. Last man standing and made it 40 days. Stay alive in your fallout shelter for 40 days. Nice. Alright, let's see. How's everybody doing? It was worth a try, but sadly our treasure wasn't there. Someone else must have found it first. Bloody pirates! We were glad to see Dolores come back safely from the wasteland, plus gas mask. The friendly mutant group lent us a hand, as promised. We felt much safer with them around, and everybody made it back without a scratch. We hope we'll get the chance to meet that group again. We spotted an untouched store with many products inside, even food different than tomato soup. A real treat in these post-apocalyptic times. When we were about to reach it, a terrible noise made us stop in our tracks. Something heavy fell straight from the sky, crashing into the store and destroying it completely. After dust settled, we realized we were looking at a spaceship, just like in Timmy's comics. Could it be saucer men from Mars? Then why does it bear American flag on the side and the logo of something called Astro Citizen? Could it be infiltration? Crafty little alien buggers? Under a bunch of metal space junk, we found a tired old teddy bear and some supplies. The bear looked disappointed. We ended up turning him around. We could not handle his judgmental button eyes. +2 soup and water. Someone stuffed a bunch of items into a big sock. Not sure how the sock made it through the crash, but it somehow succeeded at protecting the supplies inside. +1 axe. We were tempted to take a bunch of jewelry that was rolling around the debris, but what would we do with it? Instead, we adopted some things that survived thanks to being stuck in an empty space helmet, plus padlock. It might sound paranoid, but we think someone followed us. Let's hope this doesn't happen again. Mary Jane is starving. We gotta give her some food. She's tired. Dolores is not eating. She's tired. Alright, so let me give them some food. It doesn't say that they're thirsty, so let me just give them food for now. Okay, I can't send anybody out now. Alright, so we're going to skip the expedition for today. Some nasty, mutated raccoon-like animal shows up around the shelter door almost every night. We tried to sneak up on it, but it jumps away and hides as soon as we open the door. Thankfully, we took the scout book with us. There are instructions on side on how to make a basic trap using a box and some string. We don't have an empty box laying around, but we do have a suitcase, which should work just as well. I mean, I guess I might as well take the opportunity to collect more food. Day 41. As soon as we heard the suitcase snap shut, we jumped outside to see what was caught. Well, the animal managed to escape, but it did leave a full can of soup behind, plus soup. Mary Jane is starving. We better get her some food today or else. Mary Jane seems soupy all the time. Can we spare some water? Dolores is not eating. Dolores complains she still can't get a good night's sleep. Dolores can't remain thirsty. Alright, so I'll give him food and water. Can't send anybody out. The dreadful signs of becoming boring, and like every happy model family, we don't have that many things to talk about. Is there anything we can do about that? Anything at all? You have cards and a checkerboard. Why wasn't that an option? Like, I don't understand why the radio was the only option for that. Alright, let's see. There's nothing here. Maybe if we try really hard, we can hear the neighbors in their shelter. Mary Jane is tired. Mary Jane no longer thirsty. Is quite hungry. Dolores complains she still can't. Dolores is no longer hungry. Alright, is Mary Jane thirsty? She's no longer thirsty, but she's quite hungry. Okay, so I'll give just Mary Jane soup. Alright, can't send anybody out. So, you know what? I'm gonna feed Dolores too, just because she needs to regain her strength. Alright, so let's see. One thing you don't expect is a band of people dressed in green showing up at your doorstep and claiming they take from the rich and give to the poor. That's exactly what happened to us. Should we let those clowns in? They might provide some quality entertainment. That does not seem like a good idea because they may decide that we're rich and therefore they're going to take from us. So, no, we're not going to let them in. I don't trust anybody in the apocalypse. All right, let's see. We didn't answer those peculiar calls and kept the door locked with until the noises outside faded away. We're not exactly sure we want those people to come back. They sounded harmless enough, but can harmless people be trusted in these troubled times? They might be worse than those who don't seem harmless at all. Mary Jane's quite hungry. Mary Jane's sleepy. Dolores needs time to rest. She seems exhausted. All right, I give them both food and water just to help them gain their strength. Dolores can't go outside. The situation is simple. We're bored, it's too quiet, and we're desperately craving entertainment. The solution also seems simple. Somebody could give our old harmonica a spin, but who is best suited to give us a high-quality mouth organ concert? A decision has to be made. Well, I saw Mary Jane playing the tuba in the beginning, so I assume she would be the most skilled with a harmonica. Mary Jane volunteered eagerly. It's obvious she really misses her tuba. She spent a few hours trying to remember all the songs she used to play and writing down the notes. In the end, she was too tired to actually try playing any of the songs she wrote down and just fell asleep. Mary Jane is hungry. She's still tired. Dolores needs time to rest. She seems exhausted. Alright, so I'll give Mary Jane soup. And Dolores seems alright other than just being tired. Oh, Jesus Christ. Our town used to be a very quaint and friendly place before the blast. One of the townsfolk we often recall is the old man Jim, who would sometimes limp through our street. Turns out he's alive and well and still homeless. Some things never change. He clearly misses us as much as we miss him. He's been banging on our shelter door for the past 2 hours, asking whether we want to buy a rock. You know what? Sure. Why not? I mean, if it was someone they knew from before the blast, I mean, what could possibly go wrong? Alright, Old Man Jim was always lovely and friendly to everyone, so of course we opened the door and fulfilled his request. He winked at us and told us the first rock is for free, which we were happy to hear. A nice rock is a good thing to have, but we don't think we would be able to trade any of our supplies for it, even if it brings luck like he claimed. Mary Jane is rested, Mary Jane is no longer hungry, Dolores is rested. Okay, so they're not hungry or thirsty, so we'll save the food and water for now. Okay, so Mary Jane is more than ready to go out and scavenge. Alright, so I'll send Mary Jane out to go scavenge. Okay, we woke up to a dripping sound today and noticed there's something leaking from the pipes. That green liquid looked innocent enough, even after it ate through the table and the chair and the floor. Patching up that pipe is probably a good idea. Alright, let's use the suitcase then to patch it up. Day 46. Let's see, we grabbed our old suitcase and shoved it under the pipe. Seems like all the liquid that was supposed to leak out did so during the night. On the bright side, we don't have to worry about the smell making us sick anymore. The downside, our suitcase is completely ruined. Minus suitcase. Mary Jane is very thirsty and has to drink something. Dolores has to drink sometime. Okay, so I'll give them both water. Okay, this is a good day to go outside, stretch a bit, get some fresh toxic air, maybe scavenge a thing or two. We sure could use some extra supplies. Alright, so let's get Mary Jane out there. I don't think I have anything useful to give her. I mean, I could give her the gun. I could give her the axe or the gas mask. I wonder if I give her the map, will she have a easier time finding supplies? I'm gonna try it. Why not? We'll see what happens. Day 47. Mary Jane went outside. Let's hope she hurries soon. Equipment map. Dolores is no longer thirsty. Alright, so let's see. Time to ration supplies. Dolores is fine, right? Yeah, she's no longer thirsty. She's not hungry, so let's just skip that for now. Some door-to-door salesman found his way to our shelter. We remember him from before, the apocalypse. He came over with a bunch of leaflets and tried to convince us to join something called Astro Citizen, but we refused. Now he just wants supplies and says he will reveal some state secrets to us. Yeah, no thanks, dude. What good are state secrets gonna do me when I'm sitting in a fallout shelter? As a rule, we don't trust door-to-door salesmen, especially ones who attempt treason. We told him to go back to whatever planet he dropped to Earth from. He got angry and stormed off, mumbling something about how our souls are going to be devoured by alien Lord Yontar. Yeah, well, whoop-de-doo, sure, whatever you say, buddy. Poor guy, he seemed very confused. Life is hard for all of us right now, but Dolores is in a good mood today. We hope it stays that way. Alright, so she seems fine. We've always wanted to throw a party with a huge cake. For some reason, it never worked. One time we were promised a great cake, and it turned out it was a lie. That was a disappointment. We weren't glad. We're definitely getting a cake when the radioactive clouds are gone. The cake is a lie? Alright, anyway. Day 49. Jesus, this is going on a lot longer than I thought it would. Let's see. Let's just leave all the questions be for now. Dolores can't remain thirsty. She hasn't. Okay, so she's hungry and thirsty. Let's give her some food and water. A sleazy-looking trader carrying an equally scruffy bag on his shoulder paid us a visit. He offered a simple one-time deal. For just one soup, we get the bag. Yeah, we already tried that. I don't have food to give him anyway, so we're going to pass on that. Day 50. Jesus, I made it almost 2 months. Holy shit. Alright, our grandparents always told us to never buy anything, blah, blah, blah. No longer hungry or thirsty. Alright, so don't need to give her food or water. Open in the name of freedom, came a shout from outside our door. We weren't sure who claimed to be representing freedom, but we could hear it was a group of people, probably armed. Anyone who introduced themselves like that is probably planning to kill someone in the name of freedom. Should we open? Oh, God. It could be the military, but I don't know. I'm just going to go ahead and do it. Day 51. All right, well, I guess they didn't kill us, so... Let's see. We regretted opening the door the minute we saw who was standing on their side. Dark faces, rifles, and determined looks on of a band of teenagers. We're doomed, we thought. Then out of the blue, one of them asked us if we're with the Reds. We've never supported the Red Sox, so we confidently said that we weren't. The tension dropped immediately, and those nice young people gave us 2 bottles of water. They also told us to have no fear since Wolverines are around. We're not sure what Wolverines have to do with all this, but we took their word for it. I love all the, like, just the little subtle pop culture references. That's a reference to Red Dawn for anyone who hasn't seen that movie. So +2 water. Dolores is doing quite well, or she just can't find anything to complain about today. Alright, well, then I guess I don't need to give her food or water today. Alright, so let's see. We could use some extra supplies. The last time we went on a supply run, we noticed a damaged tank stuck in the rubble nearby. How about we send someone to investigate? Sure, why not? Let's send Dolores. The end. Ah, crap. I got her killed, and Mary Jane didn't come back, apparently, so die in your fallout shelter. Alright, everybody's dead. Well, that was fun while it lasted. The last thing we expected was a giant explosion. We could hear the debris falling from the sky and hitting the sad remains of our house. The tank must have been booby-trapped or contained volatile explosives. Why did we do it? Why? Why, God? Why? It was supposed to be an easy supply run. Unfortunately, that's not what happened. Mary Jane never returned. The locked shelter will forever hold its secrets, at least until somebody with a hacksaw and lots of patience comes along. The end. Mary Jane scratched out. Mary Jane was supposed to be back in a few days. It's been too long. We fear something bad has happened to her. Surviving the apocalypse is no easy task. We can tell you that much. We held out for 52 days. Damn, bro. I almost made it like 2 whole months. Alright, so there's my stats for, you know, or like all the different events that happened from each day. Alright, well that was fun. That definitely took a bit longer than I was expecting it to. This video dragged on quite a bit longer than I had thought it was going to. I figured I was gonna. I mean, I did die once at the beginning when I was still looking for supplies because I didn't get Ted back to the bunker in time. But I was really expecting that I was gonna die out like after like 2 or 3 or 4 days at the most, and then have to restart over. But anyway, this has been 60 seconds Reatomized. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, leave a like, consider subscribing. Let me know what your favorite part of the video was. And I'll see you on my next video. Stay awesome, gamer fam. Until next time, bye.